doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels and...
Hello and welcome back to Vlogmas Day 21, I think. Today's gonna be an update. Sorry, the vlogs have been just very sporadic. Like I've said before, being pregnant, you're really tired. I'm about to hit my 9th month in pregnancy, so I'm honestly surprised that I put up this many videos, but we're just going with it. This video is gonna be about my 35-week update of how pregnancy is going. As you can see, I'm out of breath. That is a constant thing, that it's always happening. I guess I'll start out with, I'm 35 weeks in like a few days, so I'll be 36 weeks in honestly just a couple days, which is crazy. So things that have been different, not really too much. I know that she's moved down more because I can physically feel it. Like it feels like I'm walking with a bowling ball between my legs. That's the only way I can explain it. So I understand the pregnancy waddle that happens. I never understood how it happened to women before. I didn't know like why it happened, but now I understand because I literally cannot help it. It literally feels like I'm like about to give birth. That's what it feels like some days. Some days I get this like, actually it happens most days. Because of where her head is in my body, I will get a very sharp pain down there, which is not very great, where I like physically I'm like, oh my god, that really hurts. So that's been fun. It's not fun when I'm like in stores, in public situations, because I have to basically like walk it off, but that's been like a big thing that's been happening a lot. We just went to our 35-week midwife appointment too, and it kind of took her, like she really had to press down, my midwife, on like my pelvis area in order to find the baby's head, because I was like, oh yeah, I don't know, you know exactly where her body's at, because some days it feels like it's on this side, some days I feel her feet over here. And so she really had to look for her head because it was very low and down there. So that was cool, but a little scary. At the beginning of pregnancy, I was like, I want to have the baby like 38 weeks, 37, like as soon as I can. Now I'm like, you can stay cooking. You can come out around 40 weeks, 39, that's perfectly fine. And midwives did tell me that for first pregnancies, a lot of women go past 40 weeks, which I don't really want. I'm definitely reaching, I still love being pregnant. Like this is my favorite thing ever. Anytime I watch like pregnancy video, I'm like, I cannot wait to be pregnant again because I love it so much. But also like, going past 40 weeks doesn't really sound appealing because who knows how I'll feel in the next couple weeks. We'll see how things go. I'm really hoping the sweet spot of like 39 weeks, that would be great. Plus, I feel like we're still not prepared yet, which like we have a bunch of stuff, but I'm still like, oh, we need more stuff. We need to like get the place together. I just need to like nest more. Another update is I'm gonna finish with my job next week. I will be working just a few days because like Christmas and the way everything worked out. So I'll be working 3 days that week and then I'm done working for the time being. I'm going on maternity leave, which I'm really excited about because I'm definitely ready to rest. My midwife validated me and was like, get as much rest as you can, take naps. Oh, because I'm not sleeping. I don't really sleep anymore. We go to bed, I can be exhausted and wake up multiple times a night and be up for hours and I'm just like alert and awake. So that hasn't been fun because I definitely wake up in the morning and I'm starting to get bags under my eyes because I'm so tired. But once I'm finished with my job, I'm gonna start like really trying to get naps in. Like today she was like, take a morning nap if you need to, take an afternoon nap, take any kind of nap that you can because you want to get as much rest as you can because you know labor is going to be hard, having a baby is going to be hard, like you need to get your sleep in. Oh, I feel her foot right now. Her foot has definitely been going into my rib cage a lot, so it feels like it's scraping under my ribs sometimes. Another thing, I have like since the second trimester I've had a lot of like hip and leg pain when I sleep, especially on my left side, which is the side that like they want you to sleep on the most. So that's been fun, but lately it hasn't really been like a pronounced thing that's been happening. I don't know if it's because I've changed up my night routine. Like before we go to bed, I try to like for 15-30 minutes like walk around, do marches, stretch my legs out, like do all these things to like kind of give more circulation into my legs. Maybe that's it, or maybe I'm just reaching a point in pregnancy where like my body's, you know, doing things with my hormones and everything. I don't really know, but my body hasn't been hurting as much. I will say when I do wake up like in the middle of the night to like go pee, which I'm going pee in the middle of the night like 3 times now, which I wasn't before. I was only going like once a night. Now it's like 3 times a night because it feels like she's pressing on my bladder so hard. Even like throughout the day, it feels like I like have to go pee so bad, and then I go pee and there's like no pee. But what was I just saying? Another thing, pregnancy brain. That's been really bad. It's been bad most of my pregnancy. It's only gotten worse. I feel like I've got nothing going on in my head anymore. Like nothing stays, nothing. Let me think. What was I talking about? Also, this situation, I think I might have said it in my last video, but I'm starting to get colostrum to happen. I'm not doing any like collecting or pumping yet just because it's too early, but things are definitely happening. It's a little weird. Also at the appointment today, I did the Group B strep test. So it's like a swab, and they're just basically checking like the cultures and I don't know, something. I don't know. I don't really know, but it's testing whether or not you need to have antibiotics while you're giving birth or while you're in active labor. It doesn't mean anything. Like if you do test positive, like doesn't mean you were doing something bad or anything like that. It's just kind of like a random thing that happens to some women's bodies. It would be great if I didn't have to deal with it, just so I don't have to have an IV in me getting antibiotics while I'm in labor, but also it's fine. Like I'm not gonna worry about it. People keep asking me if I'm like nervous about birth or stressed out about birth or anything, and I'm really not. It's the days where I'm like in pain down there where I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna like be pushing a baby out, but then most of the time I feel very confident and like calm about it. The thing that I'm nervous about the most is postpartum, just because I hear how hard it is on like our bodies and how just much energy it takes while also taking care of a new baby. So that part I'm a little nervous about, but luckily I have a really good support system, Kyle and my family, that will be very helpful during that time. She's definitely moving a lot. Like I am constantly feeling movements. I feel like I'm getting like elbowed a lot in like my belly button area where it's kind of painful, but I'll take it because I love being able to feel her and I love knowing that like she's healthy and well. At my appointment today, her heartbeat was like 140, 150, so it's what it's usually at, so she's still doing really good. Found out that my like uterus is basically right under my bra, which is terrifying that it takes up your whole stomach. I think I'm at like 25 pounds gained too. I'm trying to like go down the line of things that I remember because who knows how long it'll last in my memory. So I'm right on track of like wanting to gain 30-ish pounds, which is perfectly fine. I'm trying not to stress about it. I will say I've been getting so many comments from people of like, oh my god, you're huge, are you having twins? And I just want to say like, that's not cool to say to anybody. Like never comment on people's bodies, pregnant or not, and definitely not on a pregnant woman, because we're already like going through it and have a lot of hormones, and being told that like you're huge and everything else, like it's very, I don't really know how to reply. I'm always like, thanks, I think. But also I want to tell people like I'm only 5 feet tall, and if she's like 18 to 19 inches like all my apps say, that's a good chunk of my body. So of course my stomach is just gonna like show more. Whatever, you just have to like let it roll off your shoulders and not let it get to you. I've been cramping some. It's mostly on the days that I'm working, so like I'm really busy and on my feet a lot, and it's when I'm not drinking as much water, I feel like. And I talked to my midwife about that and she was like, oh yeah, that's, you know, that'll happen. And then also I've been having a lot more Braxton hicks lately, like constant Braxton hicks. And I think because she's so big, it's getting a little more uncomfortable. It can be when I'm feeding the dogs, when I'm squatting down, when I'm turning, when I'm reaching over to get something at the table. Like it's happening a lot. So I'm really trying to drink a lot of water and just, you know, do everything I can to get through them, because they're not painful or anything. It's just uncomfortable because your whole stomach just like tightens. The other night I was up in the middle of the night just like laying there and I started having a Braxton hick. I've read that also like the babies can kind of cause them too, just the way they move sometimes. Overall, I'm feeling great. I'm still loving being pregnant. I am honestly in love with it. I think it's the best thing ever. I'm so grateful that it's been such an easy pregnancy for me. Overall, pregnancy isn't easy, but I feel like when I hear other people's stories, like I am very grateful for the experience that I'm having, because it makes me so excited to get pregnant again. Let me show you my stomach. Oh, if I can get up, because it's definitely hard to get up. Here's the belly. Looking pretty big, pretty cute. I love my little baby. Whew. But yeah, that's that. Another thing I did want to touch on is that I keep getting comments on my videos asking like, oh my god, do a pre-pregnancy trying on clothes thing. And I hate to break it to all of you, but like all of my clothes fit. The only thing that I've changed is my leggings. I wear maternity leggings now and I've only bought 2. These are regular leggings that I'm wearing right now from Aerie. Everything else I wear, everything, like all my sizes are size small, size extra small, nothing's changed. For my tops or anything like that, I just wear maternity leggings now, and those are size small. So I don't really have a video to make out of that, so I'm sorry to disappoint you, but everything fits the same. Now I just have a basketball under my shirt. One last thing that I wanted to touch on, because it's happening a lot lately and I know people don't mean anything by it, but unsolicited advice, I don't want to hear it. And I know every new mom feels exactly the same. Like, we just don't want to hear it. We're gonna make our own mistakes and that's perfectly fine. Like I tell Kyle, we'll of course make mistakes, but we will never make a mistake that will, you know, harm our baby or anything like that. So it's never gonna be such a big deal that it's so bad. So like, let us figure out things the way we need to. Also, we have Google on our phones. We can figure everything out. I just, you know, work with so many women and so many women clients, and like they always have to put their 2 cents in and tell me silly things that like obviously we already know. And I know no one means anything by it, but sometimes I'm like, sometimes it feels a little insulting because like obviously I do know this. That's one thing that has been a huge pet peeve of mine during pregnancy, is the unsolicited advice from anybody and everybody. Everyone wants to say something, but we don't need advice. Every new mother doesn't need advice. If they want advice, they'll ask. I promise we will definitely ask if we need advice. So if you know any new mothers in your life, pregnant women, just let them be. They'll figure it out and they'll ask questions if they need it. I think, ow, her foot is literally sticking out right now. I think that's gonna be the end of this video. I hope you guys liked it. And hopefully I'll get back on track because we only have a few more days of Vlogmas, but you know, we're just taking it as is. It's gonna be really fun one day when our baby can watch, or you know, when she's a little older, watch all these videos back and be like, oh my god, like I was literally in your stomach while you were doing all these. That's kind of like a big reason why I like to make these videos, just so you know I can pass it along and have our family see it and everything like that. I hope you like this video. Hope you like this update. Due date is coming soon, so we're feeling good, feeling excited. Yeah, so I will see you in the next Vlogmas. Bye.
Da 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 da, oh oh, da 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 da, making our Christmas memories.